So firstly, before we start, today is Valentine's Day, so 1, happy Valentine's Day. 2, I just want to tell you that all the year 13s at my school today wore something pink. This might not look pink to you, but what you don't know, that you now know, is that there's a pink dinosaur on it. So hey guys, how's it going? My name is Mel and welcome back to Second Banana Society. This week's theme is nostalgia. And if you didn't know, I made the week theme video for this week, and I mentioned in it that something that made me feel quite nostalgic is music. So for this video I thought I would tell you 5 albums that make me feel very nostalgic. I love music. Bands is probably one of the main things I talk about to a lot of people, but I don't make a lot of music related videos and I want to start making more music related videos. So I thought that this would also be a good start to me talking about music on my YouTube as well as in real life. Haha, yes. Also, speaking of music, if you didn't know, one of my favourite bands is the 1975, and today I have Love Me written on my arm because since it was Valentine's Day, someone brought red and white paint, so we painted on ourselves. And Rianne painted Love Me on my arm. Right, so I guess we should just jump straight into the albums. So the first album is Brand New Eyes by Paramore, because this album was, I think, the first album I bought with my own money. No, it's good. I heard it at my friend's house when I was quite young and I thought it was really cool and I wanted to be really cool, so I bought it. And I do like the album, I just want to put it out there. I always say I bought this because I wanted to be a cool kid, but I actually really like this album. It's really good and Hayley Williams is such a babe. Number 2 is Songs About Jane by Maroon 5, because this was my mum's album. I kind of keep it with my collection now. And Sunday Morning is one of my favourite songs. And I just remember my mum playing this a lot and listening to it in the car with her and it just playing a lot. Yeah, it just reminds me of when I was quite small and this album just playing. The third is Hesitant Alien by Gerard Way, and you might be wondering why this is nostalgic to me, because it's definitely the newest out of all of the albums that I'm talking about today. But it's because this was my favourite album when I was 14. Again, one of the songs on here is Drugstore Perfume, and that's, again, one of my favourite songs of all time and I love it a lot. And just listening to it, I just think of when I was like year 9, year 10, and yeah, especially Brother and Action Cat and How It's Going to Be. Those particular songs make me feel very nostalgic and they have a lot of memories associated with them. So when I listen to those songs I'm like, whoa, remember that time? Because I sure do. But yeah, it is a really good album. It's not one of my favourite albums anymore because I've my music taste has changed quite a bit, but I still do really like this album. It is a pretty good album. Next is Get Your Heart On by Simple Plan, because Simple Plan used to be one of my favourite bands and this album is how I found All Time Low. If you didn't know, I am All Time Low trash. All Time Low is my other favourite band. The 1975 and All Time Low are my top 2 favourite bands in the entire world. But there's a song on this, which I really love. It's called Freaking Me Out and it features Alex Gaskarth. And when I first got this, when it first came out, this album, I was listening to it in the car with my mum. And she's like, oh, that guy who's singing right now, that doesn't sound like the main singer of Simple Plan. Does it feature someone else? I'm like, yeah, it features this guy called Alex Gaskarth. I have no idea who that is. So I googled Alex Gaskarth because I really loved his voice a lot. I thought it was really good. And found out that he was in a band. That band being All Time Low. And their top song on the list was Time Bomb. And I listened to it and I fell in love. So yeah, when I listened to this album, I'm like, this is how I found All Time Low, one of my favourite bands who I could literally talk about for years and not get sick of it. And oh. Lastly, probably the most nostalgic on this list. Is it a list? I don't know. But the most nostalgic album to me is Save Me San Francisco by Train. This album reminds me a lot of my family because I loved this album, my mum loves this album, my dad loved this album, my sister loved this album, and my two brothers loved this album. So yeah, and I don't actually listen to it that much because it's so nostalgic and it just reminds me of a lot of things, so yeah. And yeah, that is all of the albums I am going to tell you about today. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other songs that I can tell you about that make me feel nostalgic. Oh, the song Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People makes me feel very nostalgic. It used to be mine and one of my good friend Celia's favourite songs. We loved it. And it just reminds me of the time period when I was like 11 and 12-ish. Also Kids by MGMT. And a lot of the songs that were on those albums that was like, now that's what I call music, 23 or whatever. Oh, also another song that makes me feel nostalgic. This is the last one I'll mention. Mr. Brightside by The Killers. That song is my jam. I had to stop listening to it for a few months because it just reminded me of someone who I didn't want to think about. But it doesn't anymore, which is good. Now I can actually jam to The Killers again and not get sad whenever Mr. Brightside comes on because, oh man, that is like my party song. But yeah, that's really all I have to say for this time. If you want, you can let me know what songs or album makes you feel the most nostalgic because I would love to know and I'll probably go listen to them because I love music recommendations. And if you have any recommendations like in general that you think I might like, definitely let me know. Thank you very, very much for watching and I will see you next week. If you want, you can go and check out the lovely humans on Spare Banana Society. Their week theme is love. And everyone else's videos on Second Banana Society from this week. That would be wonderful. And remember that we're still holding auditions, so if you want to audition, we have a video that gives you all the information that you need that you can go and check out. But they do close at the end of this month. So yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next Thursday. Bye!